Hi there, so when you do your driving test, you may be aware that your examiner is going to ask you if you want your driving instructor to come along with you on your driving test. So, is this a good idea or a bad idea? Over the years, I've spoken to various of my students about this, and they all come up with some good points and some bad points. And I'm going to summarise that today. So the first thing people often say, the good reasons they say to have your driving instructor there, people quite like it because you have a friendly face in the car. So if you're a bit nervous and you don't really like meeting new people, and often people like having their instructor in the back, so it's just someone they know and help them to relax a bit. The other thing people like as well about having your driving instructor in the back is you've got someone else to watch what's going on. So if you make a mistake on your test, or the examiner marks you down for something and you don't understand why, your instructor would have had also viewed what's happened and be able to advise you what happened and why you got marked down for it. Of course, if they're not sat in on your test, they can't help very much with that. Of course, at the end of the test, the examiner will go through the debrief with you and explain any faults you got, especially the serious faults, if you've got any serious or dangerous faults. But they won't go into too much detail, and because you're a bit upset you failed, you might not understand what they're talking about. So by having your instructor there, they can go through it with you to make sure you understand and perhaps practice that certain area that you slipped up on. Why some people don't take their driving instructor on their driving test is firstly, they sometimes feel a bit more pressure, as of course you've got the extra pair of eyes watching, as well as the examiner, so you've got the examiner watching you and your instructor watching what you do. So that can often add more pressure for some people, and they make them feel more nervous. Some people also say having the instructor in the back is a bit of a distraction, because whenever you look in your middle mirror, you're going to notice them and see them in the corner of the mirror. And also when you do your reversing manoeuvre and you look over your shoulder at that rear window, you'll notice them. So it could be a distraction, you're just going to keep seeing them every time you look in your mirrors and look over your shoulder when reversing. You've also of course got the extra weight of them being in the back. So that might be unusual to you. Having extra weight, having someone sat in the back and seeing in the mirror is going to be a bit unusual, so you might not want that. You might want to stick to what you're used to, just having one person sat next to you. Ultimately, it's up to you. You've got to assess the advantages and the disadvantages of having your driving instructor sat in your driving test and decide what's best for you. So let me know in the comments below if you had your driving instructor sat in on your test. And if you did, why did you have them sat in? If you didn't, why not? Was it one of the reasons I mentioned?